good afternoon, good morning, howdy everyone in between. It's incredibly sunny today. I haven't had a chance to put my wet palette paper in. So, you get a weird awkward crinkling while I have to flatten out my parchment paper. This bit of paper was not cut properly. Look, I did plan. This is a great start. But howdy, how the hell is everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a lovely day. Everyone in the UK enjoying the sun. Again, we're having more sun and I never know what to do with it. I don't know if go outside. I'm like, do I go outside? Do I make the most of it, or do I stay indoors and stay cool? Don't know. I never know. I don't like going outside in the first place, so it's weird. It's scary. I was meant to go outside, but plans got cancelled. Train strikes happened in the UK, and every train outside my town has been cancelled, so I'm stuck indoors. That's fine, because this bad boy arrived, so I spent all day prepping him. But yeah, how the hell is everyone doing? Everything seems to be working fine. I'm a little bit dark because it's too hot to turn on all the other lights around my desk. It gets very sweaty very fast, so I'm good, thanks. I don't need that today. I don't need that sweating. It's already been hot enough. Just let me get my wrists. My wrists hurt. Right, we're off. I'm minimizing the amount of possible things that could affect the stream. Because I've been having major tech difficulties. But I've quit everything. Today, I kept having internet issues. So I fully just refreshed everything. I reset my networks, all of my computers, updated drivers, everything. And Discord's not flashing. Discord, stop. Thanks, Discord. But yeah, that's all happening. I reset everything. I was like, what could possibly make my internet? In the end, I said, I need to update a driver. To update one of them, I had to do a network reset, and then there was an option. This is Windows put options for everything. It was an option. It's when the power supply gets low, when it needs to prioritize stuff, it will just turn off the internet. It was we'll just turn this device off. I was like, please don't randomly turn off my internet. I need it. Oh god, right. But yeah, apart from that, it's been all good. I realised I'm really fucking dark. I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna turn on one extra light. And ta-da! Look at that. Look at that. It's got so bright all of a sudden. Let's meddle around with the tech stuff while get this ready. Let's change this down. Very bright. Don't need that. Let's turn that off. Let's turn that setting off as well. You gotta love this bit, just techish, changing tech stuff on the fly. Who does it beforehand? It seems pretty weird to me. Who plans things? I just sort of thought, I'm gonna stream because I've got this guy painted, or prime not painted. I'm not that good. Wish I was, but yeah, I've got this guy all ready. I've literally been working on. He turned up one. Lucky enough, it's a 3D print, so there was not much to actually prep in terms of building model. I literally glued the 2 bits to the 3 bits on him, some horns and the sword arm. Washed him because he's resin. Primed him, and I've given him I've made into like a grayscale because we're gonna try some stuff. We're gonna go absolutely nuts and just I want to try every technique just to see what we can do. Well, not every technique, because I thought about trying non-metallic metal on his arm, but I was like, that's a lot of armor to try that technique on first. So I was like, you know what, I'm good. I like the way metal looks anyway, so I don't need to recreate that. Yeah, I think first we're going to. What do I need? Okay. Even that was up. Oh, that's up there. So, port of call is, plan of action is, there is no plan. I have no real plan for how this guy is going to look. I'm just going to like tackle little bits at a time and we'll just see where it goes. All I know is I'm going to put them into segments. So, we'll just work on one bit, get that looking good. Because lucky enough, the model's in such a way where it looks pretty good, like it's pretty segmented, like we'll start on the type bit, we'll do some skulls first, because they're out the way. But it's not like they're not like overlapping with anything where it's like, we have to be worried about getting paint on anything else when they're mostly painted. So yeah, we can just sort of, I'll start on some skulls and something that's simple to warm up. And we'll go from there, yeah. All nicely, you can see. He's at the back as well, it's all sitting down there. It's a very well planned map. And to be honest, really good quality as well. Like, I had little to no cleanup to do on this model. There was hardly any supports hidden anywhere. There was no like bumps or anything from like where the supports are snapped off. There was like a couple on the sword and like one on the body, and there was hardly any like bits of plastic hidden. Because normally if you get a 3D print, it's like there. Like where there's like a gap, they have to put supports underneath the shoulder pad. You can normally get quite a lot in there. There was only a couple, so it worked out really well. But I said we're gonna start on a skull first. Dilute this a bit more. I think that's one more drop of water. So yeah, the aim of the game is this is my first real bust, so we're gonna try and up the ante. I'm trying to get. So I do realise it's gonna be easy to see because of the white. It's very blown out on some place, but it's all good. Yeah, so obviously it's a bust, you know. It's not a game piece, never going to be used for anything, so I do want to make sure that the paint job's good. So working in thinner layers, working up, you know, I'm gonna spend more time on it because, you know, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna stick it on a plinth or something probably, and it's gonna sit on my shelf behind me. So I want it to look nice. So yeah, so it's like if I was painting like, you know, just a skull on like a Space Marine, or like on like one of my Death Guard models, like I would have probably just done like a straight brown base coat because you wouldn't be able to really catch at that scale. I wouldn't work long enough to like catch the scale. But on like this scale, I'll do a thin coat. I'll do thin glazes of brown over it because it tints. That's what the grayscale's for as well. Because like you'll see that it tints, you know, it will tint after like one or two. It will tint it to like a brownish. But the white go through, tint it, and then to look paint, and then I can highlight it from there to go either as white or to go white if I want like a clean skull, or like if I want a dirty skull, I can give more brown washes to it. I did really think at first, I was like, I should paint this like just using oil paints, but I was like, but that means I have to like get out of the white spirits if I like, and I'm limited on colours as well then. And I want this to be I want this to push my limits. This is the anime character arc that everyone always wants, you know. It's where it's where the main character, you know, I get my big power up. I paint this more than more sun, I'm just, you know, I'm gonna fight God. That's gonna be, you know, is that not how it works in every show? Speaking of shows though, finally caught up on like shows. So I caught up on animes. But I watched The Boys the other night as well. Oh, such a good show. The Boys is such a good show. If you haven't watched Boys on Amazon yet, it's so good. Like, oh. It's just, oh. Sure. Gory. There are some explicit scenes, especially in this latest episode. There's like a bit more hyped up than what it was, but like they're really hyped up as like this is the episode where like they really test the limits of like what they can air on TV. It wasn't that bad. They really hyped up, but I was like, still good. Don't give me spoilers, but man, it was such a good episode, and it's just such a good series. Like even some of my series one, just like it's cool. It's a superhero, but with gore and a bit of comedy in it as well. Very dark, but has its comical bits in it. So I need. No, I don't want that. No. I have to have two of the same colours, didn't even realise. I have trying to find. I want like a greeny because what we're gonna do is a crimson. I will just make one because what's that one look like? That looks more like the sort of green I want. Because on like the skin, like because also, you know, it's a Chaos Warrior. Skincare routines are not that high up in you know, when you're joining Dark Gods and joining cults. I don't think skincare is up there. in things you look out for. So obviously, you know, the skin's going to be a little bit more sickly, not very well looked after, and especially like the dude's got like 6 fingers on one hand. It's, you know, he's not tanning and looking after himself. So yeah, so what I'll do is to add some bright skin tone is I will glaze the skin. We'll start on just this hand for now because it's the smaller bit of flesh. It's a bit easier. So yeah, we'll start with glazes like green. And then we can build up like fleshy tones on top of it, and then give it that like. Again, look, he's got boils and stuff. I like. It's a real sickly. Off green, you know, it's not. I just really want to use this chance to just have a play around with colours as well, like. Because again, I could just paint this a skin color, give it a wash, you know, give it a highlight, and job be done, and that'd look great. But I really, this is what's put me off like busts and like display models for ages. Is the idea that I like when I see like competition, they're like, oh, they have a story behind it, you know, create a narrative for the piece, you know, so you can really go with it. That's kind of what I want. It's like, I want you to be able to look at the model and go like, okay, this is cool. You can notice this bit. Like, you know, not all this. It's not gonna be like a uniform skin color across the whole thing. It'll be different in areas because mutated skin just works differently, you know. Until I saw this, I saw this way of starting off painting skulls, literally just on a YouTube video just this afternoon, and I was like, "That's cool." I mean, he done it a little bit differently. He done it with like a burnt umber, like ink. And that did come out a little bit better. Like he started with like a glaze of like the burnt umber ink, or like contrast medium, that was matte medium into, and yeah, that gives you like a great base coat for skulls. Just glaze this skull. Like yeah, you get like a cool, like because I did a Zenithal Prime on it. It's not really a prime because I didn't prime it. They do say like, you know, Zenithal Prime works a lot better if you have like scans, but I didn't have a white spray paint. I never use a white spray paint. So I just dry brush. I literally sprayed black, really heavy dry brush a light grey, and then really heavy dry, not as heavy but lighter dry brush of white, and then just picked out some bits with white as well. And that gives you like a nice grayscale. So when you do stuff like this, I'm glazing, you can still see the white, so it's lighter where like the white hit compared to at the bottom where I didn't put as much of the dry brush. And my phone went off, so we're gonna check that quickly. Shut up, social media. Please. There we go. There we go. Hear all that. Yes. Plus, I did not expect this model to up so quickly. I ordered like last week or something, beginning of last week, and it was like I got it on Etsy. But you know, Etsy is a great place. People do not talk about Etsy enough for like as a place to get like models and stuff from. Like if you want like, you know, especially in like in the 3D printed market, there's a lot of people on there that just like they have like licenses to like 3D print like Patreon stuff, and they're like, oh, we've got all the models, like, oh, we'll just print, you know, we'll print them for you. Just pick what model you want, and then, you know, just look on there and go, oh, there you go, print to whatever size you want. A little bit left. There's got a bit of greenness left on my brush, so we'll just do this tentacle quickly. And yeah, it's so great. I was just looking on it. I looked at them. I was like, this is like a super sick model. Because they had a couple of these. They had a couple of like the fantasy busts, and I was really stuck. So on my list, I had a Gandalf. I was like, oh, that'd be cool. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Gandalf. That'd be a pain because the same size as you. I imagine like Gandalf, like, you know, this big, probably a bit bigger to be honest. So I had that, which would be cool, but I thought like painting Gandalf's gonna be difficult because I've got to paint hair, painting like wispy hair. Never really painted like big chunks of hair before. See, skin, human skin tone. Got to get human skin right, and just grey robes. It's gonna be difficult. I was like, oh, but it'd be cool though. Here's that. They then had it's like, because it's not like, this isn't Warhammer Fantasy. Like, it's clearly Warhammer Fantasy. You can sort of see it, but it's not. It's like, yeah, they had a Goblin King, which totally wasn't Skarsnik from old Warhammer Fantasy, but it was. I was like, a bust. That was cool. Well, I had this dude, and I was like, well, I like it goes well on my Chaos stuff. I collect Chaos. I do collect Goblins, but Chaos fan first and foremost. So I was like, I'll get this because this will look great on my. You can't see it now because I've moved everything about. I've completely shoved my background about. I've got like a little shelf. I've got a little model shelf stuff that will look great on there. So you can even see it on here. You can't even see, because like normally 3D print you can get like texture lines if they're not good quality. You can't even see the texture lines really. There's texture lines on the sword, but you can't see them. They're minuscule. They don't pick up texture whatsoever. Right, so now for the bones. We've got a nice little brown glaze. So what we're going to do next is we should bump up colours. So I'm just going to literally mix some Trying to get this out of the way. Goddamn clamps and stuff all over my desk. Yes, I mixed Xandri dust and the brown that I used. And what we'll do is we'll literally just, same consistency, we'll make it like a thin glaze. And yeah, we're just gonna like start going over and glazing like where we really want the bone color to be. I need to invest in a hair clip, I think. As you can sort of see, I just start. And say we're just gonna work our way upstairs. So I'm gonna start by doing most of the bit with this new glaze, the higher, and then just as we add more Zandu dust, we'll just go more and more. I'm gonna leave place in like recess, like under here, the skull, like surely his hand there would cast a shadow, so we'll leave that bit. Like that skull's going to be a bit more prominent because that's sticking out and facing. It's also, yeah, it's like taking creative liberty as well, like, because you can do everything hyper realistic, but then there's like those skulls are facing outwards. When you look at them, they're going to be sticking out, so I want them to be like really prominent. Stuff like, you know, not as bad, but as soon as like, yeah, when we get to other bits more like focusing like where stuff should go, like when I get I'm gonna leave the face tool like last because the face is gonna take a lot of work. Because this guy's gonna be, I can't Z click my left hand, he's gonna be popping. Yes. Like at this stage, we can afford to like not be completely precise where we're putting things. This is just like the plotting color stage, like, you know. If anything, you just, this is like the planning stage. You need to work in like thin layers. It dries super quickly as well, so not a lot of working time with stuff, but it does mean, like, especially on stuff like this, like, I need to fix the face. I try this every time I lift this up, it goes out of focus slightly. I get it more focused where I'm holding it. Like now this bit's already dry, so we go in, give it another glaze of that, just give it another layer. So we'll leave them dry for a second. Yeah, like what I'll do is I will mix up some more. So this is what I said as well, like with varying colours, like it's like this skull. It's sort of prominent, but it's sort of like it's not at the level of like it's not gonna be the same colour as all this. So there's no point doing the same shade here because that's not gonna be the same because it's like being face downwards. So we shall start a darker. So I've literally done the same mix, but just more towards the brown side. So yeah, this bit will just be a whole lot darker, and we won't go as high. I'll literally do a couple of Like, we give it so it's got the same, like, you read it and go, oh, that's a skull, and not go, it's like it's something else, but just we'll just start darker. A little bit there. What about working in thin layers as well? Like I understand why people don't work in thin layers like smaller models, but like stuff you want to have, like in stuff you really want to take your time on, is because you can just cover stuff so easily. Like it's like, oh, you know, like I'll show you just here on this bit, like say like, oh, I've gone a bit too far into like the crevice there. That's fine. I'll just take some, you know, the original brown that I done, and just we will push that. We'll put some back in. We'll put some back in the recess. There you go. And see like that. We're back to like. Sort of, you pull it about, you pull it out literally. Like I like yeah, again, depends what you're comfortable with, but pull it outwards. I like to like start inwards, and especially something like here, like in a recess, and pull it outwards, and you get a little bit. Probably need a little bit more. I want the shadows to be like really. Like it literally just becomes like a game of how far you want to go. And just like that, I'll probably leave. And then if you need some more, you add some more. If you want to take more away, just add some more of the lighter paint. Need to invest in hair clips or something. Like this hair business is getting out of hand. Just do this bit as well. There you go, just like that. We're getting a good basic of down, like on the hand. It's like a good basic, like build up the green, build up where like it's gonna be more solid. But then I can just go and highlight now. Probably want to. Probably just want to bring it back down a little bit. Do I have a... If it's stand, there's like a... I got like a phone stand off Amazon, like a cheap one. And I was like, that'd be cool. I can put my phone off, like if all the films aren't hands free, or just it's great to have my phone there. And it's just it's a nightmare because it just catches everything. So all I'm doing here is because obviously I was like, oh, you know, there's probably too much green. There's not enough shad there, so just on like where there will be like physical, like it's definitely going to be darker. Because I've literally just taken Agric Surfshade, thinned it down a whole lot. And I'll just apply it to where it's going to get darker. So places like, yeah, where his hand starts going into his army, you know, the wrinkles and like the webbing on his hands. Like, you don't want a lot either. You don't want a lot on there because I don't want to turn it fully brown. The idea is it's slightly tinting. If I was just to slap it on there straight out of the pot, it'd be like, I'd let you just make it look like I've just made it brown and all the green would go away there, but you still want the green to process. Hey Max, he redeemed a Robert check. Robert's fine. Robert's happy that someone wants to see him. Robert is very covered in dust at the moment. Dirt, because I've been doing a lot of like moving about in my room, so he's been kicked about quite a lot. But Robert's fine. How the hell's it going? Everyone wants to see Robert. It's the reason people turn up. Which I don't blame. Believe me, it's a new OnlyFans parody. How you doing, Max? How are you on this great day? It's so nice. It's so sunny. It's so nice to sit there and go, it's still light at 7:45 at night. It's a very funky song all of a sudden. Yeah, how's the old Necron project going on? How's the Orcs then? You can see we're painting something very different. It's very different today. It's a 3D print from a Chaos Warrior. It's like a Chaos Warrior design. It gives me very that's true. You're still moving, aren't you? How is the moving going? Nice. It's always the place like the lofts that take up the most time. Lofts are like horrible because you still have the same idea, like, you know, just throw stuff in there and you forget about it. Yes. Gotta keep them. You don't know how much they're worth. If they're old Hot Wheels, you don't know how much they're worth. Toy collectors will pay stupid money for some toys. So just Hot Wheels are super fun. Yes. Pretty sure we talked about this last stream. Just, you know, turn them into like living traps. Just, you know, family never knows any water, and it can't just be a Hot Wheels on the floor. Just like step on it and you just drive away. Just here to cause chaos and pain. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. It's what I would do. But I don't have the electrical ability or the Hot Wheels to do it, so... Okay, there you go. It's a slow process, but the skulls are now starting to look bone colour. I ended up watching a 2-hour review video on Newcal Space Marines today as well. Because Newcal Space Marine characters went on pre-order today. I was like, oh. It looks so cool, but I'm like, I don't need another army. But then part of me's like, oh, it would be cool to have another army. You know, I'm not going to toot my own horn. Skulls are starting to look kind of sick. It's only taken us like an hour, but you know. Yeah, the Kill Space Marine's looking very strong. So, on that as a... So they got what they finally wanted. 2 wounds. You've just said like GW's like a what's it called? What's my phone going off? Thank you. My phone's been absolutely nuts. No, you just said what GW's saying every board meeting on how to design models. Up, we need to design this model. Skulls, cool. Or just a skull. Just, you know, it's 40k. Skulls can go on anything. How many skulls do we need? Yes. GW, someone's like, can I have a pair of eyes? No, you can have more skulls though. What are the health benefits working at Games Workshop are skulls? Just everything skulls. That one's going well. Let's see. Look, if there's the definition of goth, it's just like 40k, like it's called gothic, you know, it's gothic for a reason. There's a reason Battlefleet Gothic was called Battlefleet Gothic. Nothing's more gothic than flying space cathedrals. It's like, I think GW know what they're doing. Like, no matter how much they try to stray away, there's always something like I was trying to like Space Marine guys, like all the artwork that's just like their funky like old artwork, and it's like, yeah, of course they do it this way because why not? It's like, you know, your old, like the weird, just the really weird shit like having that, like they're having that codex for artwork. It's amazing. Exactly. Like a Venn diagram. Blood, skulls, successes in the middle. Cracked a max. We've cracked a GW secret money making technique. Just add blood and skulls to everything. So that hand's come along pretty fine. Oh, so there's probably enough gear on there now where I can start messing. So see, now we've got the green, and then what we do is we need to make it more skinly. So I'll add skin, highlight it with skin tones, and then it's like green shadows, but it's actually skin on top. Like, well, it's just a while. I've got this whole bit. I've got to do all skin. Like, oh, it's gonna take so long. That's gonna be like a good session of itself, just painting the arm. And like doing stuff like it's got goddamn eyeballs there. There's a nose there. He's wearing a necklace of a nose. He's wearing like it's a knockoff Behelit from Berserk. Because this guy has like he's got the Berserk sword. No. Space Marines. Space Marines and cash, they overflow. Like success in the middle. Like they're not the poster boys for any other reason. It's good because the other factions like Jesus, like the amount of rules you get for Chaos Space Marines. Like it's good to see Chaos get like a nice update. And it was like everything, like all the new like they're doing well. Like there's so because you get basically individual Legion rules. Every Chaos Legion has like 4 pages in the book of rules. They get their own warlord traits, stratagems, relics, rules. Like oh. They're doing so much like balance as well. Like I went through like a video of like the balance sheet the other night. And just like they are really screwing over some factions. Like Tyranids have been they've been nerfed to hell, they have. Like Orc's got a major buff as well. Like Orc's got a massive point decrease, like a load of like their Warg ability got like buff to hell. So good. It's good to see. It's good to see. I mean, I don't really play the game, so I can't say it affects me too much. Death Guard hardly got touched. Necrons, they got price changes and like some keywords changed. Oh yeah, and they completely revamped their special rule of like command protocols. Like when you play Necrons, you basically start at like 1, and then every turn you get a different effect. They've now just basically, like, I think they've realised people forget about it and just don't care about it. So they went, oh, you get to pick one, you get that the whole game, and then you get the other ones that happen on a turn-by-turn basis. So that's pretty sick. It's in that Steam summer sale started. That's I get paid on Tuesday, so that's like a better have a look in Steam, I guess. Probably gonna end up buying a game or so. I always have to buy games on the Steam summer sale because they're just everything's like stupidly discounted. You know, I'd be a fool not to. But I'm like, I don't need any other games. Like, there'll be something that I buy. I'll be able to talk myself into buying something. Like, don't get me wrong. But yeah, man, it's gonna be something still. Like, I just don't play a variety of games. Like, Like even Elden Ring, I've weaned off a little bit. I'm still on the final boss, so I still need to just get it so I can say I've completed it. Otherwise, I'll never complete it, and I'll always be on the last boss. I'm playing Tainted Grail. That's a good game. PC game based off the board game. Great. Dark Arthurian. Is that how you say it? Arthurian legend. You got monsters, everything. Like, so good. Right, so. Too much water. I hit a water bubble on my wet palette. Mistakes were made. So again, what I'm doing is I'm just redoing the shadows because I don't want to lose out on the chance of like getting a nice shadow on the top of the skull. From like a distance, how does that look? Yeah. Bit of hair down my face. It's doing my fucking nighting. That's where headphones they really pull their game here. You don't get this if you're wearing like earphones, like the people wear like little wide earphones. Like there's the pro to both, like, you know, wide earphones, you get the maneuverability, but you got long hair, you can't do it with earphones. Right, so what do we really need? What do we really need to work on? So those two skulls are pretty much getting there. I need to do more on this guy. He needs more. Oh god, it's fine. Don't think I hit anywhere important. So they'll probably need like another layer on that. Just need to work on we just need to work on this guy now. I've been good, thanks. I've been good. So I've had the week off work. I've just been chilling. You know, I was meant to go play some games for weekend with some mates, but train strikes and stuff have ceased all train travel outside this town, so I haven't gone anywhere today. I popped into my work to I had to sort some stuff out with keys and stuff, like some really boring stuff, because we had a locks changed. So I had to pick up the new keys for the place. Yeah, apart from that, I've literally just been... I speed built my box of Lich Guard the other night, because I made the army lists, because basically what it is, if we get to play these mates, they're play both my mates. We play like they're sort of like they're dabbling into it. Obviously, the money-wise stuff, they're not ready to hit the full plunge. So I'm like the enabler. It's like, you know, I provide the models. I'm happy to. I've got 2 armies. I provide the model and stuff. You know, we have time. I teach them how to play 40k. So obviously been doing that. So I was getting the army list right. I was like, oh, Lich Guard. The Necrons running units to 10. Everyone's like, run them in units to 10. I'm like, okay, I've got a box here. I've been wanting to convert, but I was like, I need them. So I just speed built them. And just quickly went, got them built. So I got the army list built, and then like, yeah, this morning I went to go get a train. Went on the app to go book the ticket. Oh no. See what? They're just Lich Guard. I built them normally then, because show what? There's nothing to show. They're in a box. They're just Lich Guard. I didn't convert them. I haven't converted these ones or anything because I literally just needed them. They're not painted or anything. They're just literally grey. Like I don't want to play a grey plastic, but I was like, this could be the one that's gonna be grey. Like it was gonna bug me, but I wanted to use my new Chronomancer and I wanted to run a 10-man unit of Lich Guard. So I was like, they're gonna have to be grey. The Chronomancer's still primed. Haven't paid him yet. Yeah, nothing really exciting to be honest. This is the most exciting bit of hobby I'm doing. Actually, I picked that colour up, but I'm like, I'm not sure if I want that colour yet. So I quickly speed built them. I was like, damn, Bushman, and yeah. Trains can, I'm like, great. Goddamn train strikes. I was like, of all the days. Oh, the sword's great. Like, I can't wait to paint the sword. But it's kind of like my handle at the moment. So I can't. That's going to be painted last because I need to sort of like hold on to it. Like I kind of think I should have got it because this mini came with options. Like I could have got it so it had like crows on top of the sword. I was like, nah, I wouldn't better. Kind of like, oh, it kind of been cool to have some crows. Yeah, it's just that, and you know, just trying not to sit there going, oh, I need to be able to resist not pre-ordering any of the Chaos Space Marine stuff when I get paid on Tuesday. And also, I've been invited. I've been invited by a mate who's like, he bought a house like months ago, and he's finally got like his gaming area set up, and he's now like, oh, we're doing D&D sessions like with some of my mates. You'll join. So I've now got to make a D&D character as well. It's gonna be great because I've always wanted to play D&D, but finding people to play D&D is difficult unless you go out and hunt people down. So I get to play the D&D campaign soon in a couple of weeks. Because I've got to work this Monday because it's on Mondays. So I'm like, okay, I need to like. So I do radio on Monday, so I'm gonna have to alter now, like, you know, 1 week D&D, 1 week radio, because I won't be able to do both. I'll end up just knocking myself out. Yeah, the thing is that he's like, oh, you're going to start a bit through a campaign. The players already had a few, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like enough, it's like his campaigns like put spin like quests, so it's like parts almost. So it's quite it'll be quite easy to jump in. Yeah, and he's like, oh, here's a sneak peek for what you're doing. Like they're at sea at the moment fighting sea monsters. I'm like, great, so I'm gonna die straight away. I'm gonna be like some level 1 noob that turns up, just gets eaten by a fucking kraken straight. He's like, no, no, no. Like, don't sugarcoat it for me. It's really difficult to find somewhere to hold this without like touching too much of the model. Like, 'cause I need to like as the more I paint this, the less the more I'm gonna have to. Like, as soon as like next one, I'm gonna have to try and find like a plinth or something, and get this ready because this is getting out of control. Lucky enough, it comes with the holes pre-drilled underneath, so I need to get like just a stick or something I can stick in there. That bit. I haven't really worked on this side of the hand. Work on this bit for a little bit. But yeah, there's so many. I forgot as well. The new Age of Sigmar stuff came out as well. Like that Skaven box set came out recently, and I was like, oh. Oh, hey. Oh, the bust is this. I got it from Etsy. What's the name of the card? I got the box. CF Prints. 3D printing. That's what they're called because it's on the box. I won't show it there because that's my address on there. How are you doing, mate? Yeah, this is like a... Nah, it's... I just clearly remember because I'm just thinking of like, we were just talking about like the new Chaos Space Marine stuff as well. Like Chaos Space Marines out for pre-order and all the cool models you get from now. I was like, oh, Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar did get some stuff as well. But yeah, this is like a, I'm guessing it's like, because it's like, you know, not Warhammer Fantasy, Chaos Warrior sort of guy. So yeah, we're literally just working on a very small portion of them at the moment. But no, how have you been, mate? How's the old... So you said already, didn't you... Do you still get the Age of Sigmar magazines? I know you got them, but I don't know how long they went on for. And how's the old Stargrave and stuff going? There. Gosh, there. Yeah, it's a very high fantasy sword. It's very the classic berserk sword. Yeah, it's kind of like a bit almost Buster Blader, just very simple. It's a great model though, like really great detail. Like for 30 quid, like one of this size as well. I was very happy. Minimum prep for it as well. It's fine. You're not missing much. What was the last issue on? Was it a Stormcast? That would not surprise me if, like, oh, it's the poster boy is the last model. My phone thing. Oh god. I mean that's cool because that's a big ass model, but Jesus. That's a bump up in grade for like sort of models, you know. It's like, oh, you get these nice beginner friendly mods. Here we go. Have this a massive kit. pen dry for a bit. We'll go back to one of these skulls. Oh, that's cool. See, the Nighthorn stuff is good, cool, because it's like ghosts. So I keep wanting to get, oh, I can't remember what it's called. There's a new model. There's like a new Nighthorn model. It's like a guy on like half a boat. I keep looking at it going, I really want to buy it just so I can have that model. Because it's really fun. It's like a guy with like, he's like 4 ounces, like half a boat, and he's just like, it's just like, oh, here we go. Just sail along writing stuff down. Just flip it on eBay. That's what I do. That's what I'm doing with that's what I'm doing with the 40k stuff. The bits I'm not using, like the mechanical stuff, like, I only paint it because I like painting it. But like, just sell the sprues online for a couple of quid. Like the Admech dude. Like the Admech dude, I painted him for like a couple of evenings. I sold him for a $5. I was like, well, it didn't actually cost me that much, to be honest, so... This is the bit where I would like to say and go, oh look, I'll paint it for you, but I'm not sure if I have the commitment to paint all that Stormcast. I still have my Stormcast to paint. This is really somber and not very cheerful. Can we play something a bit more happy, please? No, don't like that. There we go. That's a bit better. Dude. I don't know why I keep going back to the skulls. It's all the talk we had, Max, and just talk about skulls earlier. It's just addicted to painting skulls. Like, I could leave these. They're fine. They're fine, Ryan. Just leave them alone. You're going to ruin them if you keep painting them. There's little bits need touching up, but I don't need to keep going over those bits. Jesus, I mean, that's good though. I mean, yeah, it's... I'm still waiting for like the 40k stuff. It's still a bit of a mix. It's still a bit of a mix match around. Like, it went through a phase of like it gave you loads of Necron stuff. I haven't had any Space Marine stuff in ages. They're now doing like mixed factions. Like they're now doing like I've got a Sisters of Battle. I got some admech stuff. Like to mix them own. So I can't really say like I was sort of hoping. I was like I need some more Space Marine stuff to sort of like because the Space Marines are good for when my mates will play. If I play a small game like one wants to play Space Marines, I've got around about 500 points. If I can get some more, they can have like a bigger army with it. I love Nihon. Such a good army. It's such fun to paint as well. I've painted like one or two models from their range. I'm like, this is great. You're not missing out on much, really, aren't you? Stormcast stuff is all the same to me, pretty much. Like, it was so confusing at first. Like, all names, like, they've all got the same names. And everyone's like, no, they're different. It's like, they're not different, though. He just has a stick, he doesn't have a stick. That's so cool. What do I do? Anything in statues. I've done that with Lord of the Rings models. Like years ago when I first got back to like Lord of the Rings minis. So I paid like some of the elves. It's like statue. I was like, that's cool. You know, living statues work well in every setting. Just we'll cover those mistakes there. We did not. And then we'll let that dry because I thinned down the highlight too much. Started making ring marks. So we'll just let that dry and we'll. Ooh, almost dipped my brush in the wrong paint. It's not a good way to go. Thank you. I say nice to catch up with you, mate. Take it easy. Easy. I might have like one of the skulls done by next time. Keep wanting to instinctively dip my brush into the other paints. It's fine. So you don't need to be productive. Just such good entertainment. You know, you just can't paint. Like, boost my ego a little bit. My paint's so amazing. Just, you know, you can't paint when watching me. It is what it is. Don't say that. No, name. You grow my ego too big. I can't take this. No, I'm not that good. I went too far with the joke. Yay, stretching. Oh god. It's always important to stretch. You're point dumping. Why? You could save up, like, was it 10,000? I think I saved it. Like, you get to pick a colour.
Warhammer!
Oh, I forgot I had that one. It's the best sound effect I ever found. I'm not sure if it has any correlation to that or just someone shouting the word Warhammer. Damn. Don't spend them all at once. I don't think I have anything that cheap. I think it's all expensive. You know, I'm bougie. After I used to do it really cheap, I'm bougie after certain people have used it. See you laters. think I need to leave the skull alone. I need to leave the skulls alone. I keep playing with them. Don't keep skulls. So I know what's happening. Zombie flesh paint is really watery. It's making it really difficult to like. It's making it really difficult to actually get like a good highlight on. Very carefully. See if we can. Okay. We're getting somewhere now. It's starting to look more skin tone-ish. So I've got to go fix where I put like the zombie flesh before, so. But lucky enough, it seems to be covering enough where it's sort of covering the ring marks. Just need to put a bit more. Don't need it so watery. Why is it so watery? Do I have a different... I do. I'm going to try this one. One looks a bit better, but it's just this green stuff on paint can be really watery. I don't know why. This is a bop. See, this is what you need. You need more energetic music. A bit. Let's. Don't want to forget the sides of the fingers as well. Oh, don't just felt the sword through because I was like, don't break the sword. That's right, Max. Don't worry about it. Take your time, bud. Sort of having a time here, just playing about with this skin. Just I need to have food. I don't need to apologise. Don't need to apologise. I mean, that's a pretty good. It's a pretty good hand when you look at it. In like when you look at it. I'm probably just going to... What we're going to do is to add a bit of realism, you know. Over the boil, we'll give it. We'll give like a red glaze over the boil bits because so that's where like the skin's like there's like blood and stuff under, so it goes red because the whole lot of blood. If you get like a real blister, that's why they're red because you got loads of blood and stuff underneath them. That's trying to push out, so it stretches the skin and makes it really red. That's obviously where the skin's gonna be. So we'll give them a little redness. And as well, the thing is, we've gone. Okay, that's looking good. Just make it pink. I'm not making it pink. No, you want a red because it's like a ball where it's like. I mean, we're getting very nitpicky over a boil on a fantasy setting. It could be any color. Yeah, we get into the territory of a. We can agree. I mean, that's why you glaze it though. I'm not painting it pure red. I'm not doing like a red dot on the top. You just want to give it that reddish, like there, like it has that reddish tint, like that really warm, like it's really raw and like it's, you know, could. It's really, I really hate talking about it. Like it could pop at any minute. Ugh. I really hate saying stuff like that because I hate spots. Yeah. Oh, God, I hate. It's like the people that like the pimple popping videos. I don't understand the people that like that sort of stuff. They're sick. No. Oh. God, no. I hate pimple popping with a passion. Like I hate even like popping like if I get like I had it before like. I had like a really big like blister sort of thing on my foot, and like I was getting to the point like people were like you need to pop it, and I'm like I don't want to pop it. That's horrible. And I was like oh God, and I got to like I had an infection on my ankle at the time as well from an injury at work. I got infected, I was like, I'm getting like a boil thing on that, and he's like, what's it like? I'm like, it's a real big spot thing, and he's like, oh, the doctor's like, you need to pop it. I'm like, I don't want to pop it. This guy's just laughing at me. He's like, no, you need to pop it. I'm like, I don't want to pop it. And my brother's like psyching me up again. You gotta pop it. He's like, God, no. I'm gonna pretend that I don't see that message. I will. I don't. I can deal with a lot of things, but like sick and pimples and stuff that I cannot deal with. Oh God, I feel sick just thinking about it. Like I hate it. Oh God, with a passion. Like, how can you talk about that sort of stuff? You've just had food. How can you talk about that sort of stuff? Please don't. Oh, God. Oh God! Oh, what? How? How do you? How do you sit there and say that stuff and go? I'm gonna think of this stuff. Oh. Not porridge. No, please, not like porridge. My brother eats porridge. I won't be able to see it the same way. See, if you would have caught me like a few years back, like maybe in like my college years or just at my conscious, I would generally be like nauseous by now. Like that sort of stuff. I'm like, no, I'm like people would. I remember one time, like someone showed me something. They were like, someone in college looking at me. I was like, I looked at this video, and they were like a pimple popping video, and I was like, no, I feel sick. But like, I was like, I'm gonna be sick, and I just sort of ran out the room. I was like, no, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. I used to be so squeamish. Like it was really funny because like as like a child, I was like not very squeamish at all, and then it was all like I then got really squeamish, and then not a lot again. Like I'm alright now, but I still get very squeamish. Like I'm a massive baby. Like I don't do well with that stuff. I need a drink. I would say need alcohol, but I don't condone the drinking of alcohol to fix your problems. Fine, you're young. You get them as a teenager. You'll grow out of them. Good skincare, good washing, good diet. You'll be fine. I'm trying to think of what else I need to. Why do I? I don't want that. I probably want an ivory. No. A yellow. If you want a vibrant green, you mix your greens with yellow. It makes it brighter and makes it more vibrant. Yeah, I've gotta, you know. Yeah, like skincare, not so much on the back. It's a bit difficult to do it on the back. No, I don't. It's probably not very good. I mean, after the conversation we're having, I'm not optimistic that it's funny. Like, even off milk, like, depending on how I feel that day, like, even seeing, like, off milk could set me off. I'm like, oh. Oh, it's probably why I haven't seen it. I don't watch Jacksepticeye. Because I'm a grown up. I don't know what meme time is. I'm old, I don't understand these things. I watch strictly mini painting videos, battle reports, art videos. I watch a lot of art. And the anime clips. Completely grown up. I do grown up things. I went shopping today. I'm a child on the inside. A very broken child, but a child on the inside. Have to be grown up sometimes. Exactly, you know, it's... No, I didn't... Not today. There's nowhere to buy plastic in my town. I have to travel for that, and I couldn't leave. As I lie, I was talking to my girlfriend about, like, I could have got the bus, but the buses around here run like absolute dog shite. It's very much like it takes you about 2 hours to get to your destination, and just it's not worth it. Like, by the time I sent them, I could have got the bus. By the time I would have waited for the bus, if the bus would have turned up on time, just wouldn't have been worth it. So no plastic for me. And also I have no money, so... Because being an adult's fun. Yeah, you know, being an adult, I was like, damn, I got 20 quid. I need to buy just the essential bits of shopping to last me for the next couple of days. On the blade, there's literally just a. It's just from I basically, because I'm working in really thin layers. You want like a zenithal, so like I sprayed it black. I then done a really big dry brush of a light grey, like just basically focus from stops going like that, just going downwards downward motions. Just done that everywhere. A little bit spray, light's gonna catch it, and then I took a white, just a pure white. Eat a little bit lighter, just focusing more on like the tops, like top of the head and stuff like that. And like, you know, sides of the armor, like where there's the highlights in the end, like all on there. I can see a bit more on there. And I literally took a white again on a small brush and just literally just dinged the edges. And that's just, you know, the sword quarter. I mean, that has no correlation because I won't be doing like a layer. I won't be doing like a layer technique on the sword. I'll probably, once I paint it, I'll probably paint it, block it out black, and then do like some nice weathered metal techniques. Yeah, create like a nice. Yeah, you can see where I caught it with the blade, like just the white going all the way across, like. Just make like a grayscale. Like you could sit there and go like I could, you know, this at the start of like non-metallic metal, but just not in the right spots. But it's kind of how you paint non-metallic metals in a nutshell. Just it's like just grays. Yeah, having like starting on like a nice grey scale. Like it's a bit easy to do if you have like spray cans or an airbrush. Because you get a lot of a smoother transition. Or what do you mean this bit? But yeah, I can't remember the proper term for that. No, it's not full. Full is inwards. I can't remember. Should know this. I went through a phase of binging Forged in Fire. Damn. Heels. What part? What part? The Forged in Fire or the Grayscale bit? It's a very different mood, you know. Just binging Forged in Fire. Binging Forged in Fire is like, yeah, you know. It's a proper manly man show. It's such a weird show. You know, it's like they're probably like just dudes with fires and aprons and like metal and shit like that, you know. It's... Yeah, see, Forged in Fire is great. Love me some Forged in Fire. Just, occasionally pops on my YouTube and I just end up watching some again. Or like watching the compilation videos, like a top 10 disastrous tests. It's like, oh, this is brilliant. To watch like an... Oh, that's so cool. I've always wanted to make like a prop sword. Like, like you could do like foam or something like that. Damn. speaking technical terms. Not what a tang is. It's the bit that goes in the handle. See, it sticks. It sticks when they shove those words in your face. They do really well for getting the technical terms before right and just like shoving it in your face like this is what it is. That's how you remember everything. Just... Also, I sat there and thought I want to make one of aluminium. I want to make one out of tin foil. Just if you just do a layer upon layer of tin foil and just hammer it together, you could technically make. You could probably make a sword. No, I can't have a 3D printer. I wish I could. Because I live in a tiny apartment, I can't have a resin printer because I'll die within a year because of resin fumes. And I can't have a filament printer because they're quite big. They're quite the size, and I don't have space for it. My hobby life is confined to what you see here. Like, I don't have space for a printer. And just like, I wish I could have a 3D printer, but there's nowhere to put it. You need good ventilation for a resin one. Because man, resin is dangerous. Like ideally, I would love in like the next place I move. When I get my own house, like I'd love to have a room where I can just like stick up even like a garage where I just stick it and like have like a ventilation, because a lot of them come with like ventilation connection points, so you can just stick a ventilation pipe and just stick it outside. Man, like just imagine this cost me 30 quid because someone had to print and like imagine if I just print this myself. That'd be amazing. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Have to have your nerd shit on display, like. You pay like £2 for an STL, or pay like £5 a month for a Patreon, and you're fine. It's not like free. You gotta pay for resin's expensive. Yeah, I recently downgraded my nerd, but you can't quite see it. But I used to have 2 towers of stuff, and now I've condensed down to 1 because it was just getting dusty and there was gaps and it was looking messy. So like, was it Friday? That wasn't yesterday. It was Thursday. I went through. I took off all my figures, all my collectible stuff, dusted them, cleaned the shelves. Yeah, 3D printing's great. A mate of mine, he's got like a mate who can 3D print, and he's like, oh, if you ever need anything, just saying he can 3D print it for you. I'm like, oh, that's amazing, but just imagine being able to do it yourself. Like, alright, this is a really cool model you want, just boom, I'm gonna leave it on overnight and go get it in the morning. It's printed. Also, I don't know what you mean. What's Leah? I don't know what that is. I know 3D, but I don't know specifics. I know like, yeah, I can't tell you like terminology. You might as well just speak to me in another language. Yeah, no, 3D printing's cool. Just you get as well that it's a whole other hobby in itself. The people I've talked about 3D printing, they're like, oh, it takes up a lot of time. It's like if you've got the time and you want to put it into like learning how 3D printers work, that's cool. Really, like if I could have a 3D printer, that's cool, but I'd have to get like a simple one. Well, yeah, like if you like it, that's cool. Like again, if you're into that sort of shit, it's like, oh, that sort of hobby's cool. But it's just, yeah, I could not keep up like mini paint and 3D print at the same time. I wouldn't have enough time in the day to do it all. Still gets a bit much, really. Yeah, see, exactly. Just pricked myself at the end of the sword. Yeah, see, it's. I can't remember any of that from my days of design and graphic design. I used to be able to work CAD machines. Used to use them all the time in school. Okay. Not anymore. I'm away from the technical stuff. I'm more on the pursuit of art. Is that I can see the end product. I knew the whole time I was playing hand, I was like, I need to punch up the colors a bit more because they're looking really like they look a bit bright on camera, but they looked really dull. I'm sort of glad I've. Yeah, like I used to love all that stuff like graphic design, but I'm more on the art now. It all started getting a bit too complicated for me, really. Maybe it's because I wasn't paying enough attention when they were teaching it, but I just couldn't keep my head in the game long enough to be like, oh, this is how you do it, and like remember it. Right, so all that's left is see, I still think I'd love a 3D printer. I'm not sure I'd be able to have the patience for a 3D printer. And about like, I'm pretty sure I would probably get annoyed just because stuff would keep going wrong. Because like I heard they're notorious for like having troubleshooting problems. Yeah, like I'd just end up probably getting so fucking frustrated. Like it'd be like one stupid thing that just goes wrong, and it would just be like if you live down the road, you just see a printer go out the window. See, I couldn't do that. Right, I'm just trying to see how it looks in like the light. Just need some like more layers. But yeah, it's very depends. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about I wouldn't have the patience for it. I get so annoyed with it. I'm just not at a point where there is not enough models where I'm like, oh, I need these printed now. Like this model I saw as like a one-off, like cool, yep, I can pay money for that. It's the same with the rest of them. Like any 3D models like I said, I'm like, yeah, I'll just pay. Just pay someone online to print it for me. It's not like I'm sitting there going, cool, I've got like all these like I have like a load of STLs. Like a Kickstarter that I backed. Which, you know, 3D print would help because I'm printing myself, but Exactly. See, you get filament. You have the filament issues with the I've seen the old spiral spaghetti problem that's like the webbing. You know, with resin you can have a if the plate isn't level, then the thing goes in a wonk. You know, just gods. Like if the resin's bad, the resin won't cure properly. Like. Yeah, I couldn't do it, like. It's too much for me. Again, that's where it becomes a whole other side hobby of its own. Like, I ain't got time for that. I just want to paint cool stuff. Yeah, the thing is, like, it's not bad. Like, if you're like someone like yourself, like if you're into like the CAD printing, like if you're into like that technical sort of stuff, that's probably like a piece of piss. It's probably fun for you because like the problem solving if something goes wrong. But I ain't technical. Technical with paints and colors, yes, you know. Get me to get out. If you were like, oh, get out your color wheel and give me like a nice color theory based paint scheme. Yeah, you know, cool. I'll give you some complementary colors. I'll give you some secondary colors. Yeah, when it comes to like machines, I can't. It's why I haven't built my own PC. It's why I buy them pre-built. Yeah, it costs more and you don't quite get them as good. Yeah, see, that's it, and that's who it appeals to. It's the appeal like, yeah, you love problem solving. Just yeah. Maybe if I had more free time, I could sit down and go, yeah, it's good enough. I could do it, but yeah, in my lifestyle, nah, it's not worth it. Yeah, I can make my own PC. Between my brother who I live with, just he built his PC. He can build PCs. He's all about that. But now I'm like, no, I'm good, fam. Thanks. If I can have the hassle taken away from me, then I'm all for it. I mean. Yeah, I'm just. See, exactly. See, it all works together. See, it's a match made in heaven, but good things. Just you get a 3D printer. You can be the person I just go back. Can you 3D print? Can you print this for me? I'm that guy. I'm just the guy that'll ask everyone, just like, can you print this for me? Can you print this? I need this printed. Can you print this for me? You'll definitely be the person who has like a garret, like a basement just full of all this tech shit. And I'm like, yep. I'm trying to think. To be honest, I think I'm happy with the hand for now. I think I need to leave the hand alone. Yeah, I need to leave the hand alone for a bit. I'm going to overwork it. If I overwork it, I'll just ruin it. I'm happy with it for now. I ain't painting the face yet. Like, the face, like, we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I've only painted a hand and some skulls. The face is going to take that long just to get, like, the base coat done. And I haven't even done this, like, this whole bit yet as well. There's still tentacles and stuff that I need to actually do. So I'm going to work on his fingernails for a bit. I'm going to do his fingernails. Give him a little peddy. His face is going to be intimidating. I need to work up to the face because his... Again, because it's also like a display, because it's not like a gaming piece. As well, like, I want to really push and like I want it to look great for a minute. I don't want to be like, oh, that's good enough. I want it to look good, so you look and go, oh shit, that's amazing, because it's what people are going to look at it. It's not like a piece where you're going to see it from 6 feet away on a table with terrain and other models. Base is going to be the base could be good though. I'm probably going to work this way and then slowly work that way. I'll probably work from the smaller bits and then work on like some of the bigger bits. Like the arm's going to be fun. It's going to be it's going to take a long time, but it's going to be fun. Like the armor's gonna be cool. I'm thinking the armor. I might just get like a sponge, just stipple metal on, make it like a really worn metal look. I mean, rust. Right, hang on. I completely just butchered that sentence I was going to say. So for me, rust depends on the sort of rust. So say we were painting like this chest plate rust. Like depends first of all how easy you want the rust to be. Like if you want like a nice easy rust. Just a do-a-so. What phone? So my phone. So like, a nice easy one is just first of all, look up pictures of rust. Reference images for that sort of like weathering are your friend. Because do you want to do like a patchy? Do you want to do like a paint chipping rust like you see on like the arches of a car? So at that point you want to like paint your metallic color, and then you would just probably grab a sponge and do like your orange and then like your orange and red. I think how rust normally goes. Goes an orangey then like a reddy color. Your dark red and like your orangey around the outside. Do something like that. Or like if you want like the drippy rust, like streaky rust, like drip and rhyme, like dripping rust, like you paint your metallic, you get your rust color, and just water and have it like dripping down. You can get like so like at that bit like so much you to explain with a reference image. Rust on that car. Let's get a reference image up. So this is literally what this is what I do. Window capture. Like I will literally just look at pictures of stuff like this. It's like you'd be like, oh, what sort of rust do you want? Like, so you want like the corrosive rust. So yeah, you're going heavily into the. So yeah, depends how easy you want. Do you just want like a paint effect for a rust, or do you want the actual texture of rust? Can I no. Can I make the image bigger? Open new tab. Oh, move you to the side from me, bud. Yeah, so like you do like you do it over top of a silver. Do you do like that, and then because it's not just a red as well. That's like you have like the black, which is like the dark bit underneath it, and then you have the red rust, but then you have oranges. You see, can't see. I'm pointing the screen. You then have like a yellowish orange ring around it as well, which is where the paint's like going as well. But then as well. Hang on. So this sort of thing. So you want like again. Is this the one where that's a nice big image as well. So yeah, again, this one though is more of like. Is there another red card? It's like a specific picture. Honestly, it depends. It depends like how heavy you want to go. Like something this like the rust like on this picture, like the extreme one, that's more of a texture. Like yeah, that's more of like you're gonna have your browns, your mix of browns, reds, like on like a matted effect going like starting in. But that's more of like you want your model to be textured like that to help you. Can you just get like the colours in? Or is there a nice simple image? Or you want something like, if you want something like that, which is yeah, literally just like, you like some dark brown, stipple a bit of red. Boom, you've got like a nice rust. Like literally rust comes in all different shapes and sizes. Like you can just see on here, like, I mean, you could do the whole car in rust, like yeah, like here we go. Like here's more of the streaky one where the rust is like it's been in the rain and watered down, like it streaks. Like honestly, reference images. Like honestly, yeah. Like I'm inceptioning myself. Yeah, like, yeah, you could do sand. Like, a good one would be like, a great one is sort of like liquid green stuff. One of the very few uses that product has is you get that word out and just stipple it on, but get like an old brush. Like, I even have a brush that I used for, like, I have like a brush like this. Really, really, you can see the powder come off it where I've used it for stuff like that. And literally grab it and just stipple over it, and it gives you like a dot of texture. I give it where you want. I'm not sure if I have. No, I don't have anything that I can see on the top of my head. I don't have anything. Because I paint like some Imperium terrain like it. Like you stipple that on. And yeah, just mix with your reds, your oranges. Like, depending how heavy you want it, do more red. Oranges around the oranges around the outside where it's mixed with the colour. But it also comes down to what colour you're doing it on. Because, like, you know, on like a car which is like coloured, rust is going to look different. But I mean, this is just for myself now. Like, rust on silver. Like, rust on silver is very different. Yeah, like rust on, like, you know, like if it's on, like, you know, just put it on your like silverware. It's a lot more browns and stuff out. Like, it's a lot more just like, you know, have some brown. It's more of like layered different types of browns and some red in there as well. Where like the silver's oxidized. Honestly, what I normally do is I don't do a lot of like I haven't done a lot of like actual rust, but like I always have like an image. Just pick like a picture, like pick a picture of something close, like say if you're doing like an orc truck. A car is going to be the closest thing. So get like a picture of rust in a car that you really like. And then you just copy that. Just but down to scale. Don't do it too big. Like, yeah, like with silver it's just a lot of like discoloration and like tinting of browns. Or something. There's no like, you don't get patches of it. It's more streaky, so it just depends on what it is. Like the actual material it's on. How heavy you want it, and you know, it's with rust. It's more of a texture. Like the color. Don't get like if you get held up on the because you can do it on like a flat thing, but it's only gonna look as good as flat. Like rust sells because it's like texture. It's like it's flaky. It's you can touch rust and like scrape at it with your fingers. I wouldn't recommend it because it makes a horrible sound, but you can like scrape at it with your hands and fingers. So that's like what you want to go for. It's like it's. I do think people can get like stuck on that sort of bit, like, as well, which is like when I learned, I was like, well, shit, like, you know, it's sort of opened your eyes when you start just thinking about like stuff. It's not just a can we paint it this color. Yeah, rust doesn't have like a flat color. You can't just go, oh, here's a rust color. Like you'd have like here's a rusty color, like. Like, what are you thinking of putting the rust on? It's like, again, context becomes key, like. It's like if I was. It's like if I was going to do. Let's this guy's arm with the chest plate. Like if I was going to do rust on this guy's chest plate, before I even primed it, I would give it like, I'd like, where would rust occur? Because you wouldn't just want to do rust happy-go-lucky over everything, because that looks a bit too much. You would want it like around the edges where it's thinnest on the armor, like it would rust around there. So you do some texture on there to get like easier to paint, because then you don't have to paint the texture. You get some texture, you know. And then it's like, okay, so I'm painting the chest plate silver. You know, so I'm doing like a dark silver chest plate, like, you know, then yeah, it would be like just mix your dark red in the middle, do some oranges around the outside. Yeah, like again, you're getting a war truck. Yeah, just literally, I would find a car that sort of has the same sort of paint color. See how that looks. Find a picture you like of rust. Like, oh, that rust looks really cool. And just literally try. I wouldn't say copy it word for word because, you know, different proportions. But look at it and go, okay, this is how I'm gonna do it. Just you want your texture, unless you want to just do it flat, which, you know, from a distance looks great. But you just have to think about like paint like 3D. Like, so if I'm painting a flat, it'd be like paint your dark red, and then you have to do the edge highlights in the inside really carefully of the orange to give it a bit of depth. And you probably want to do like a layer of like a black for like underneath the paint as well, or silver. Probably black, to be honest. Like that, you can paint like that. It's like, you know, just paint like you'd get a sponge. It's great. Do not do it with a paintbrush. Do not try and freehand rust, because it will look weird. Like if I was to sit in freehand, go, oh, I think the rust's good like that. It's gonna look matte. It's gonna look matte. It's gonna look handmade. It's like literally grab like rip off a bit of like kitchen sponge, or the packing sponge at GW kits used to come in. They used to be brilliant for that. Stipple it on like your dark, like I'd start off with your red. Get like the patch, and then like you want to like a bit of black in the middle, just very small in the middle. That proves like the whole of where it's gone through, and then do like an orangey, just on like the top up sides, like a highlight on where the light's coming down. So just on the top there. Hang on, let me show you, because I'm gonna paint over the sword anyway. So these aren't the right colours, but these are the colours I got on my palette. So like, so let's say you want to paint there. So like, you know, let's paint like. So you do it with a sponge, but let's say you got like something like that. See, you paint it by hand. It looks weird. It looks handmade. Do that. Where's my? Oh, I haven't done this. I haven't done this in absolutely ages. So let's get the black. So you've got your little brown. Got your brown there. I mean, you could even start with the black. To us, depending how like heavy you want like the rest of it. You could start with sponging the black on and then doing your brown stuff around. It depends how. You've got your brown. Like, yeah, so it'd be like that'd be your dark red, and then just in the middle. It'll depend how big it is as well. It'll depend, like, this is where it gets a bit tricky, is you want to try and follow the same shape as, like, you've done the stipple. Because you don't want, like, a clean hole, because that looks more like a bullet hole then. But you do like that. And then you would literally just get, like... So you do your dark red, then your black in the middle, and then just... This is going to look fucking weird until I paint over it. And just because I'm not using a very thin brush, it's very small either. You would then just literally go... across like the top there, like on the top's where the light's gonna hit it. Done correctly and not done with weird colours and not with the right size brush, to be honest. I can't do thin lines with this brush. That'll give it the effect of like a 3D, like, oh, the rust is made like a hole and stuff like that. So that's like a 30-second with the wrong colours, how you do rust. And just depends, experiment as well. Like, again, there's stuff that does it for you. Enamels is great. Like, do I even... Are they? Like, AK Interactive, they do like all your streak. Like, look, that does like your streaky. If you want like your streaky bits on there, like, well, it's grime, so that's like your dirt on the bit. You mix that with like some other colors. They do rust colors as well. You just have to use white spirits with it, and this stuff works like a treat. So like you can really cheat it if you want as well. Hoped. I hope that helped, Max. I'm not entirely sure how much of that was like tangible advice. It turns out I'm actually pretty terrible at giving paint advice because I just sort of go with a feeling. Like, I'm more of a fan of creating the physical texture and then just using stuff like washes and water down paints to make the cell that affects the cells better. But there's like people who they can do like that of like stippling. They'll do that perfectly and that'll look fine. That'll give like from like an orc truck on like a table. That will sell as rust and like battle damage. Yeah, I hope that helped. That was probably really terrible advice. It's not explained very well. It's not. Doot. Yeah, I'm not a go-to great person for painting advice. Like, I'm glad if it helped in just any way in particular. I was thinking about it. I think I just remembered where I have physical props for this. Oh god. Thinking. I swear I've had a little bit more heavily weathered than this. I have that as an example. Right. Move the side, very nice one. Oh my back, what a muscle. So you can see on there, I put this ages ago. This is what I've done with the liquid green stuff. Is that you just literally, you take chunks of it and just dab it on, and I mean, this isn't nowhere near as heavy as you can get it. Like, you could probably just, if you get like, I just almost have brushed and just sort of brushed on, but I mean, if you probably got something a bit more sticker to give it like a bit more sharpy texture, you could do rust, but that gives a great like paint bubbling effect on like terrain. And like on that, you can see a bit more on there as well. Like, it's a bit more sharp on there. Like, do that and like, I done it a bit all over. I want a bit trigger happy with it. I done it over the entire thing. Like, yeah, just literally the one use liquid green stuff has probably is just stuff like that. I got that from watching Miscast on YouTube because he done that on like as well. He's like, I do it for skin. He's like, I do it for skin texture. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea, and then I tried it on here, and I was like, that's amazing. But you could. Local green stuff's expensive, but you could probably do that with like. I'm trying to think of like an alternative. You could probably do it with a technical like base color paints as well. Like you could probably use like. Robert, he's blocking me. You could probably do like you could probably use Sterling mud or something like a pot of Sterling mud if you have like that. That's probably a good alternative because it has like sandy dirt texture in it as well. Right, I need to do this bit, so I need some more green. Yeah, so that's an example of like, that's a visual example like you can do like texture. Like if you do that like really heavily, and then by the time you add some like red washes to it, whether you use like the enamel stuff, which is really good because that's normally like, that's got like they've normally mixed that stuff to look exactly like it. If you do that, or like if you just get some paints to make sure to thin them down, that helps. That makes it a lot easier. It's just like one of those things where it's like, this yellow's pretty shit to be honest. I need a stronger pigmented yellow. Like it's kind of work. It's gonna take a long. No, I think I have the GW. GW yellow is normally quite nice. I'll crack that out. Which I'll do them like a worn pitted. It's meant to say. That's it's just out with myself there. There's nothing about porn, no worries. Just worn pits. I do like yellow wash on the nails and. That sort of gives like a worn like. He doesn't, he's Chaos Warriors aren't trimming their nails. Yeah. I mean, to us, I'm going to probably leave it at that for because we've been painting for 3 hours, and to us, we've done a lot so far for 3 hours. Sit there and go, look, we've got these lovely little guys done. I mean, I'm quite happy with how they are. I mean, I kind of want to give them some texture. but I do kind of like I do kind of look how I like how sleek they look. Because obviously the rest of the model is pretty grit dust. So it's nice to have like a smooth. I might just in my own time or like just next stream probably just like while like other stuff is drying, you can just sort of go back and just punch up highlights, make them a bit more whitish. I think you just need a couple more glazes of like white. But they're done in the hands. The hands looking pretty fucking sick as well. I'm pretty happy. Like if we go with that sort of skin tone for the rest of it, which again we'll vary it as well. Like give it some different tones because you don't want this hand to be the same color. Like he's a mutated. Like it's not going to all mutate the same color. You know, we can do a bit of artistic freedom with it. Like we can do it like greenish over here. We can do green over there, but then might add some more colors into. Might add some like blue. To show maybe some of this skin's like dead. Whereas on his face we do a bit more red, you know, add some more different tones. Yeah. No, that's pretty fucking sick, and then yeah, so I mean probably next we're doing that, we'll probably just work our way around. So we'll probably just I might work on like this bit next, like some of the details down here to get them cracked out. Like they'll be nice and easy. Just paint like a couple of leather belts hanging down, and paint like his chain mail bit there. Get that done, and then we can work our way round and up then. So that'd be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick, but I am going to call it for a night. I am, because I'm cream crackered, I'm hot, I need to eat as well. I haven't eaten any food. I haven't had a meal today. I need to cook some food. So, we'll do that. We will do that. Is there any... back to Twitch. Is there anybody we can raid? I want to raid someone tonight. Anyone in particular? If not, then call. No one on the top of my head, but it's cool because I'm gonna go eat anyway. So again, I need to actually time. Like I don't like raiding and be like the people like raiding. No, I'm off. I'd rather just people pick their own people to watch. Unless like anyone in particular, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'll do them, but there's no one. There's no one in particular. So I'm gonna leave Twitch in your lovely hands. You can go watch whoever you want. Go watch whoever you want. Everyone's great. You know, that's it. It's my wonderful outro. I never know how to say bye, but yeah, we'll. Welcome to Skin X, because I want this bus to be completely documented. Like I done the prime today, I want everything to be documented. Because I think this would be quite a cool like thing to look back on. Like, yep, look at it and go, oh, this is, you know, a bit of a labour of love when I sit him on my shelf. Sit him on my shelf. Almost said shit him on my shelf. Just go. I can't talk today. It's fine. Yeah. Thanks, Max, for sticking around. Thanks for keeping me company. I admire everyone that keeps me company, you know. You enjoy stuff, and I will see you Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Because I've had to swap my work around, so I was originally going to be off tomorrow, Monday, back in Tuesday, but now I'm off tomorrow, back on Monday, in Tuesday. And then off Wednesday, so it'll probably be Tuesday night or Wednesday night. One of those 2 nights, we'll work on this guy again. Or maybe tomorrow night, who knows? We'll see, I don't know. Depends on what I need to get done tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining. As always, you know, if you're not followed, follow. Give me a follow, join Discords, all that sort of stuff, you know. I'll post a picture on this on Instagram, so there'll be a nice picture of this on Instagram afterwards. And on Twitter, so if you want to see a bit closer up. Because I know that I have to move about a lot, my focus goes in and out because I'm a snob and I like to use manual focus, so I have to try and keep it in the same area. Yeah. I'll catch all you peoples laters. Have a nice rest of the evening. Have a nice tomorrow, maybe if I don't stream. Have a nice couple of days, you know. Enjoy the sun if you're in the UK. And if you're not in the UK, enjoy the sun, because normally everywhere's sunny apart from the UK. Unless you're like in Iceland or something like that. But even then they get great sun. Yeah, enough rambling. Enough rambling about other countries' weathers. See you all laters. Thanks again, and bye.